probably hard to see the camera, but. You've heard of Monterey?
California?
California?
Yes.
It's a little town on the tip of the peninsula, Monterey, called Pacific Grove. They call it the last hometown.
It's also called Butterfly Town, USA.
You know, like, I just don't really feel it anymore. Just some apple cider vinegar.
So you're gonna mix that up, and what's it gonna turn into?
I'll show you. Onions that are pickled in vinegar, and they're really bright and refreshing. And they go really well with al pastor. I think I put onions in everything I cook. Everything all right over there?
Yeah,
you seem like grumbling.
No, I just busted my finger up like this morning, and it's just kind of
cool
tweaking me.
Right on, yeah. Well,
you know. I don't know how I did it.
To a certain extent, yeah. I mean, as you do it more and more, back when I did used to prep, you would just find that the better the equipment, the easier your job would be. Like, even if you don't notice it, like, in the moment necessarily, you know, having sharp knives. Leave that one up. Having sharp knives makes things ridiculously easier, and having the right shape of knife more.
The point is that intuition is important.
Yeah, intuition is important, and it's really just about filling the space between the vegetables. It's about ultimately just making sure that whatever you put in there to your taste, you're gonna have it be covered enough. It will settle down, like the vegetables will put off their own juices, so you don't have to cover it completely in the beginning, because yeah, as they give off their juices, the water level will rise and they'll sort of shrink. But you do want enough vinegar to make that happen, to saturate everything. So covering everything. Boom. Garnish for both the soup, which is the caldo de camarón, and the slaw, the Peruvian-inspired slaw, which actually you found the name of, which is over there. So it's basically going to have some nice. The garnishes for it are going to be crumbled cojita cheese and crumbled homemade pieces. I saved them all so that for this exact use, you know, I figured waste not, want not. They weren't the pretty ones, so I just shredded them up, put a little oil, a little bit of salt, and some garlic powder. Situations where I would actually use garlic powder. As opposed to fresh garlic. Coyote pepper, alright, so this whole countertop right here, I'm gonna set up my station for the
cleaning the outside of the fillet, taking off the end pieces. The way I'm doing it, the way I'm cubing it, you really only want to use the meatiest center, most center part of the fillet, otherwise you get little chewy bits. I'm gonna pre-make my sauce, which is going to go on top, which is going to be a combination of orange juice, cilantro, chili, and coconut, with a little bit of salt, and let it acidify in the refrigerator for 4 hours or more, but probably about 4.5. Juice for this portion, and I'm just squeezing it directly in because from what I can tell so far, these are seedless limes. And I'm going to mix it up with the lime halves in there still, so we get a little pulp in there. Salt it quickly, and then I'm going to put the orange juice in, throw it in the fridge gently for about 4 hours, and then wash it. When it comes out, it should all be cooked up real nice. So I'm just going to sprinkle sort of a healthy coat on the top. This will help the acid break down the fish. It'll also give it more tang and spice once the chili's added. Got 2 more that I'm gonna be putting 1 more in here and then using 1 for the before the marinade is gonna go on the fish. So,
Lead us over and talk about the process. She's thinking she's just gonna make a couple of pictures for us for the box.
all right, Curly, I got it.
I mean, it's one thing. Well, I don't know. Whatever. I mean, that's just my opinion. You know, if it's like, is there a cocktail shaker? Yeah, this is just the broth, sand shrimp, and cilantro. It's like, we'll go with that. I'm probably gonna squeeze a couple more limes in there.
Squeezing fresh orange juice out of these. What I thought were gonna be blood oranges, but I can't read Spanish good, so. I also gotta juice some watermelon and some lime for the non-alcoholic provision to the drink situation. That's just real beautiful, like that. Throw a little salt on the fish right before I put it on the plate. There's nothing wrong with working hard to make something come out. So when you use a juicer, unless it's a Norwalk style juicer, it's going to heat up whatever's coming out just slightly, which is going to take out a little bit of the natural nutrients. A press juicer that prides itself on having cold press, so you can put things like carrots in it and have it pressed without the carrots being heated up. Yeah, and it's kind of a trendy thing these days, you know, like girls in their yoga outfits going to the, you know, Whole Foods and getting fresh pressed juice and going on juice cleanses. Have a week's worth of juice for a couple hours worth of work instead of spending, you know, hundreds or even thousands of dollars on a juicer. Dinner time in America. I thought I'd put together a watermelon lime juice. And I've got the watermelon pared in half and in quarters, and I've got a blender system set up. I'm just going to take you through the process. I just sort of fillet the flesh of the watermelon out of there and cut it in half and just cut it into reasonable chunks. By mistake though, and it's working out well that way because I don't have to put the blender through. It might, you know, shatter the seeds in a blender. I was going to press this juice by hand, but Megan told me there was a blender. Now, whoops, that's all right. Clean surface. Now, this I don't condone, and you shouldn't do it. But normally, you don't want to stick your hands in a blender. So I'm going to put it on a puree setting to get it going, and just sort of push it through until I get a little juice going. And I've got enough froth at the top to turn it off. Get the remaining bits on the pulse setting. Now we've got a liquid. You don't want to over purify it because if you heat it up, some of the cellulose or whatever it is that consists of a watermelon will get too... Then I'm just going to pour it through a strainer slowly and sort of auger it back and forth so that the juice starts coming through. I'm going to break down all these watermelons, then I'm going to add some lime juice to it, and be a really refreshing beverage, especially it's been a hot day.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So give me another cup and we'll get her out.
Yeah.
No, actually.
Alright, these are pearl onions, but like slightly larger than what you'd get in a can. Gimlet is lime.
Gimlet is lime.
Gibson is onion. Traditional martini is an olive.
Yes.
I would say that looks pretty good as far as the proportion. To me, right now, we'll see how it tastes. And then we need the Grand Marnier. It's probably in one of the bags there.
Yeah, San Leandro. Yeah.
Paying attention to something else at the moment.
Okay. You know, you've got your lemon and your orange juice, right? Maybe a tad more green. Like if it was a little more lime, maybe that would be better. As far as color. And it should sort of float on the top for me, like you should see like a different color if you want to, but I think a touch of the, because people always want them to be super sweet. And it should be more of like a balance. Maybe some more Grand Marnier if you want more sweet. So this is 30 pounds of pork shoulder that I've scored the top. It was 3 shoulders, you know, about 10 pounds each, and I've scored the top of them all the way to the bone, kind of opening them up. And they've been sitting in a mixture of water and vinegar, about 1 part vinegar to 2 parts water, a little bit of salt. So I'm gonna go for it, Nick. Taste the creepiness. The meat in the one pot. There are 3 gigantic shoulders in there. About 30 pounds of raw meat. It's going to be a little less after cooking and everything, but no kitchen is complete without rubber scape scraper. Generally coating everything, and this stuff is strong, it will soak in. The meat has been marinated in vinegar and salt already. See right now that it's coating pretty much every piece of surface area of the meat, all the way to the bottom. The meat, to brown it in the final stage where you caramelize every little bit of surface area on the little pieces of meat, we will be using the rest of the sauce as basically, you know, to moisten the meat. At some point I will rotate all of this to continue coating everything and allowing it all to get. Oh yeah,
Rotations.
I'll definitely I will probably 2 or 3 times by the time I put this in the oven. I'll pull the bottom one to the top, get it ready to brown off per taco. Just caramelize it that way. So the one that is sort of more braised, I think will just add moisture to the overall experience. You know, working with what we got. Just to let it slowly mellow out and rest a little bit. It's still going to be pretty hot.
That's actually a good point. That's probably what
Ready to process.
y'all will be doing.
Basically just going to pull all the meat
We'll be serving
off the bones.
something, and y'all will be serving.
Because there's a lot of really nice caramelized bits, and then there's some internal parts that are going to be more, I don't know, steamed.
I'm glad that we have a list of stuff that we did. I'm gonna go get.
And just kind of a coarse chop. I don't mind if things are different shapes, different sizes, you know, it's going to just end up being amazing. If there's any obviously fatty bits, I'll cut them up a little bit more, just so they can be more evenly dispersed. And one of the best part of cleavers is you just scoop it up with a knife. I don't know.
Yes.
Their technique, like a French thing you learn, is keep your knuckles above, you know, more forward than the tips of your fingers, and that way as you slice, you'll never cut your fingers. It seems to me their technique for chopping is they never bring the knife above the thumb, and they keep the hand at a diagonal. And that way you'll never really cut yourself, and you can push the meat into the cleaver safely. I've never actually done this before, I've just watched. And it's probably exactly what they do to pulled pork in the South.
Now a word from our sponsors.
I'll try my new tutorial that came with my Beat Your Face Cosmetics.
Morning, and thank you for choosing Beat Your Face Cosmetics. At Beat Your Face, we beat your confidence and your self-esteem as well as your face, so you don't have to. This easy guide will have you well on your way to becoming a good woman.
I will do everything I have to while looking good for men.
Good. Start with the wrinkles. The wrinkles can be smoothed out simply by dunking your face in ice water. Go ahead. Doesn't that feel good? Can't you feel all the lines just vanished away? That time warp of a face tightened and pushed away. Now the makeup. Apply more. Apply more. Cover it all. This will clog your pores and make your skin crack. Side effects may include burning of the skin, thoughts of suicide. Let's call the doctor if you experience feelings of wanting to rip your own face off and frequent urination. And please test the powder on your face with a Geiger counter before going out in public. And you know you love it. Apply the eyeshadow. Apply just enough to seem like a vixen, but just under enough to feel wholesome. Remember, you have to be the virgin and the whore.
Yes, I can!
Good. Now eyeliner. Make your eyes wide and alluring. Yes, now the men are gonna fall right into those sagging old eyes. Now for lips. Remember, men like them plump. I hope you got red because red makes me smile. And you want me to smile, don't you?
Yes.
More lipstick. More! 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 And now you're ready. And now you're on your way to being a perfectly good woman. Thank you for choosing Beat Your Face Cosmetics. We beat your pride, so you don't have to. Now, go take on the day.
Woo! I'm ready.
And welcoming the chefs of the evening, Jasper.
We both gonna change from the matching outfits.
All right.
But we didn't have time.
I don't know dark.
Yeah. Anyway, so the first course is the caldo de camarón is something that I had at Four Caminos for the first time. Pretty much blew my mind. It was my favorite soup that I'd ever had. Simple broth, freshly prepared, fresh ingredients. And the salad is inspired by a side that I've had with pupusas in the neighborhood. Really just fresh cabbage with lime juice and oil and a few spices, which is essentially exactly what my mother used to prepare me growing up with everything I ate. So it's kind of cool living in an area where suddenly there's this whole, rich culture that does this thing that's so similar. These things. I mean, we're not quite there yet. There's a lot more to come.
There's a lot more food to come.
I learned how to make tortillas today. I made about 230 of them. The ones that were with the appetizers were the ones that I messed up last night, and I attempted to make some chips out of them. It worked out pretty well. We'll see, I hope you enjoy and see smiling faces and stuff. So.
Yeah.
This has been a pleasure from the very beginning. And I don't know what Nick's been thinking. We just work together.
Well, the second course that's going to come out is a ceviche that's slightly non-traditional. Actually got the fish for the ceviche, the tilapia from Ricardo right here. And I misread the sign of Eat Quite Well. So it's a ceviche anranja. Am I saying that right? Anranja? Orange ceviche with coconut milk base. So it's been acidified and then added to a coconut sort of concoction, which I hope turns out okay.
Store, which I think is like the required thing that you eat when you go to a taco truck, or pretty much. I mean, you just have to see what they do with, fatty pork and something really delicious. So I've been trying to figure out how to simulate al pastor in my oven. I think I've made a really good technique Probably not completely traditional. You know, someday I'll learn the real way. But I think it has, you know, we have the California ancho chilies, dried chilies that, you know, make the whole flavor. And I think I hope that it matches some of the taco trucks in the neighborhood that I'm sure everyone here is seen many times. You know, I did it the other night for the first time, actually last week, and they were gone in an instant. They turned out really, really good. So a little cheese and egg, and then we're gonna finish with
Flan and a white cake that turned out really nice. Non-leavened cake that turned out really great.
Yeah, I decided to copy a cake that my coworker had shown me that featured cojita cheese. So I think it worked out. It was one of those happy accidents.
This is caramelized sugar with a little bit of molasses. We're gonna put that and coat these pans with it and let it set. And then the flan mixture is gonna go directly into these individualized trays. Right here I've got, I've already added my other 2/3 cup of sugar, so I've got one more portion of that left. And then here I've got 18 eggs beaten up with that sugar, and I'm going to integrate this sugar right here. Real nice like that. Ooh, yeah, look at that design. Deep brain, sometimes just too many things going on, I get a little bit frustrated. Egg and sugar integrated here.
What do you put that in there?
This kale is unrelated. You need to do, let's see, let's check the temperature with our finger. Okay, so this is 3 quarts of milk that's just above lukewarm. It's a frisk temperature. It's exciting, but it's not gonna scald the milk, which I'm not too worried about. See, now I'm slowly starting to add this. Luckily, this particular pot has a spout. And this is just about the most thrilling thing I've done all day. Yes. Breathing out releases tension. Flan, water bath, caramelized sugar, $90 minutes, $275.
You took it off just in case. I don't want to say it real bad. Is it going on too much?
No, we're good. It's gonna get. We want it a little toasty brown.
Reach in.
I heard you since several weeks
Take it, Todd. Take it.
Give him the spoon, Mike.
The 2 ladies that
Okay.
I put one on the other table.
Oh,
The 2 ladies that were vegetarian decided that. I think they're probably
We're on tacos.
Funny question there.
Now I see what you're saying. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry that they're not salty.
Yeah.
French. You guys can do that.
And the first thing that comes up is cheap flights to New York. I'm like, maybe I should go to New York.
You can get out 7.
Yeah, we're gonna get out of lunch right now. Crispy. Here.
Is this going on Facebook? Hi, I'm Maud. Really nice to meet you. I use Beat Your Face cosmetics.
One rotate. Very well. Nice.
Only this man you bought Christmas in sheep.
I just realized. Because otherwise it'll...
You should have seen the curse that blew right by you. Paint your concrete, stake her dropped, and I would sway. I would think, capillary into prayer.
Only this man you bought crescent in shape has his ski. You